Hello guys, I'm still on the Learn Python programming series. Today we're going to be looking at Python list and tuples. Okay, let's jump right into that. Now let's say you want to collect a list of fruits. I want to collect some fruits. You can say orange is equal to say orange, and then you can say apple is equal to apple, and then you can also say mango. Let's put an end here. Mango is equal to mango, and pineapple is equal to. Now this gets boring really. Okay, and when you want to print them, you can start printing. You can say print apple, print okay mango. Oh gosh, this is not fun at all. Okay, so let's run this. That's normal. Okay, we have them printed out, but what if you have to add another fruit? You still come down here and type out the name, and once this list starts growing above 50, and this, your code will be looking very messy. So how do we take care of this? This is where lists come in. Okay, so to declare a Python list, you can just try to use the general name of the homogeneous item. So I can say fruits. Okay, now I will just use the square brackets, and you can now put your data types. Now the list is declared using the square brackets, and you can now put your data types inside. Now the list can accept any type of data type. Okay, so we can put here orange. You separate them with comma. You can do apple here. Okay, and you can do pear, and let's say cashew. Okay, so if we come down here and we'll do print fruits, let's run that and see. You can see we are having all these data types here, and that's pretty great because you can actually store them individually. Now there is what is called indexing in Python. That's if you want to get the index of a particular item. So as you can see, I have declared the list, and it has some items in it. So if we want to get just the first element from this fruit, you actually have to find that. You can say print. Okay, let's go below here, print. Now we're going to give fruits, but we want to get what? The first item. Okay, so the indexes are accessed using the square brackets, so we can just say 0 right here. So we'll say fruits 0. Okay, so if we run this, what is it going to print out? You can see we have orange. Now what happened here is Python starts counting its index from 0. Okay, that is for mutable objects. So this is the 0th index. You guess what this is? This is the first index. This is the second index, and this is the third index. Okay, so we can say print fruits 3 and 1 F5 on that. Okay, you'll see we have cashew because this is 0, 1, 2, and 3 right here. So I hope that is understood. Okay, so you can also access the indexes in the reverse form. That is, you start from the last item in the array or in the list. So the last item is cashew. So this will have an index of -1. Okay, so if you put -1 here, you run that. Okay, save that. You can see we have cashew. So this is -1. Okay, -1. This will be what? -2. This will be -3, and this will be -4. So let's just test that and see. That should give us orange. Okay, so that works out just fine, and I hope you get a little understanding of this indexing. Now I'm going to teach you something that is called slicing. Now what comes to your mind when you hear slicing? It's usually cutting of stuff. Okay, so if we want to slice fruit, we might want to get from the 0th index to the second index here, which is pair. So how do we do that? We still use this, let's say a variable, or say slice variable, slice var is equal to, so we can see fruit. Okay, so here we can give this. Now what this represents is the whole array. Okay, so this point, this column is just going to get us the whole array, and you see what I mean when I run that. Remember we haven't printed out, so let's come down here and print slice var. So F5 on that, Ctrl F5 to run the program, and now you can see the slice bar is actually equal to our full lists. Okay, so what if we wanted to get let's just put 1 here and let's see what happens. So when you run that, you see we have apple, what, pear, and cashew. So we actually started from 1. You know, this is the 0th index, this is the first index, right? So we started from 1 to the end. Okay, and the reverse is the case if we put 1 here. Okay, so here it is just going to end at 1. So we start from what, 0. But in this case, I believe orange should be the only element that gets printed. Yeah, you see orange because this one is not actually included. Now if you want to include 1, you're going to put 2 here, and once we run that, okay, you would see that it's printed out to the screen. Now if you're confused about this, you can just leave a comment so I can guide you on how to better understand this. Okay, now that is basically what you have to know about slicing. There are more things. You can put a number here. You start from 0 to 2. Now remember, this index is not actually included, so it's just going to give us orange and apple. So once we run this, you should see orange and apple printed out to the screen. Okay, that's basically it. Now let's try to look at tuples. As you would remember, now a tuple is not very different from a list. It's just that tuples are used for holding items you really don't want to change during the course of the program. So if you just want to use, maybe let's declare this as colors instead. You just want to get 3 colors throughout your program and you really want to access them, you can put that as orange. Okay, and you can give orange is a color, yes, red, and you can just give white as the colors. Okay, so once I go down here and I do print colors, you actually don't know the difference right now, so I'm going to show you the difference between the tuple and the lists. Now you can see we have our tuple printed out to the screen. Okay, so I'm going to come down here and declare back the list, which was a list of fruits. Fruit is equals to, just give that mango, cashew, and let's just give watermelon. Okay, so you see I've printed colors right here. I'm just going to, let me move this above colors. Okay, yeah, so we have the list here. This up here is a list, and this is what, a tuple. Okay, so once I come down here and I do fruits, okay, I'm accessing the first item, which is mango with 0 index. Okay, fruit 0 is equals to, and I wanted to change that to maybe an apple. What have I done here? This is an assignment statement. I am basically changing the 0th index to be apple. So before we do that, let's print the fruit. Okay, then after changing the index, we're still going to print fruit. Nice. So after doing that, we'll come down here and then let's try to run our program. Just F5 on that. You would see we have this mango, and then after we assign this, it changes the first index to be apple. Nice. Now the colors, can we do the same thing here? Let's try that. Colors 0 is equal to, now instead of orange, I'm going to give it a pink. And then before we do that, let's print colors. So print colors, and then after here we should go into print colors. Okay, so now let's see what's going to happen when we do that. F5 on that. You see we ran into a problem. They say tuple does not support item assignment, which means it is immutable. So once you put elements here, you really don't want them to change throughout your program. Okay, while in a list you actually can change them. So a very pro tip I have to give to beginners is when you're using lists, make sure you are storing homogeneous items. Those are items that are related in some way, and items that you actually want to change during the course of your program. That's when you want to use lists. Okay, and then a tuple is when you want to store heterogeneous items, that is items that are not really related. Like in this case, they are actually related. So I'll actually advise you using a list here. You can actually store or maybe settings for your app in this tuple, and you don't want to touch that to the end of your program. So that's basically what you have to know about lists for now. In the next tutorial, we're going to be looking at the for loop and the while loop in Python to give you a little idea about what you can actually, how you can manipulate lists in Python. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, click on the like and leave a sub. Thanks guys.